Good morning. Oh, turn that autofocus off. It's the Daily Dave. D Change coming at you with another vlog in the house. That's awkward. Yeah, I went for my run. Success this time. We're back, getting back on the train, boys. It's cold outside. It took a legitimate like 10, 15 minutes of just jogging to get all the blood pumping and feel my hands again. Pretty energized now, relatively. Um, yeah, I feel like I'm getting sick, and then obviously I'm still tired because I don't sleep enough, and you can't just whisk away preoccupations just out of nowhere. So, we're working on that. One thing that really helps is accountability. Like if I have to take a photo of like my watch and like the outdoors, like the park outside, and send it to my mentor, like when I do it, then that really helps because that means like, hey, if I don't do it, then he's gonna chew me out or whatever. That's why having that's why this is why people like this is why people have gym buddies. And then when your gym buddy like stops going, you stop going. So for example, one of my best friends and I used to go to the gym together, and it was great because I would feel like I just got home from work, I'm tired, I don't want to go, and at the time I believe he was like unemployed or working part time, looking for work. He had a lot more free time, so he would be pumped for like gym time. He'd be like, we gotta go, like same time each, every 2 3 days, every week, we gotta do it. So I'd go and like pick him up, and we'd go to the gym together, and I'd always be really reluctant to do it, and then we'd do it, and it's like that wasn't so bad at all. And then he got a job, and then we stopped going completely, and it really sucked because it's like it's kind of sad how like, oh, like I'm getting better in one part of my life, so the other part of it just completely falls apart. And I think that's very key in growing up and kind of managing your life in general. Like everyone kind of sees it differently. There's work life balance, right? Which is the belief that you need to do, you need to be able to distribute yourself amongst all the different things, all the different parts of your life evenly, or at least in an acceptable manner to yourself. If you're someone who likes that balance of like, I need 50% of my attention to go to my family, 50% of my attention to go to my work, then you would believe in wanting to have that even distribution. But then there are also others who believe in the concept that it's not balance, it's counterbalancing, or like go extreme into whatever you're doing. So like Gary Vaynerchuk will say something like, work life balance doesn't exist for him. It doesn't mean anything to him because if he's with his family, then he's 100% with his family. But if he's at work, he's 100% at work. Like a lot of the supposedly like successful people slash high performers, they think the same way. Like I remember listening to the Jocko Willink episode of Tim Ferriss's podcast way back when he first got on. It was either Tim Ferriss or Joe Rogan's show, but Jocko basically said, when he was out in the field, his job was to care about his men. So he would hide the picture of his wife and kids. Like he would put it away. And purposely like not look at it or something like that. Like especially during like tough times, he'd pull it out every now and then. Like if he would send photos home, he would pull it out and put it on his wall and take a photo of his dorm room or whatever. But once it a dorm room, like barracks room, I don't know, his lodging. But once once he took that photo, he would just take it back and put it in a drawer or something, because he was saying it was something along the line, something along the lines of, when I'm out there, like the number one thing I have to care about is my men. He can't be having other thoughts distracting him while in an extremely high stress situation like that, and where he needs to be a top performer. So it's kind of interesting because you'll hear either one. And I think as a society, I was listening to this on another podcast too. Oh, it was Gary Vaynerchuk again. As a society, we worship success. We worship reaping the benefits of success. That's what I should say. Reaping the benefits of success. I need, maybe I should use these to enunciate. Then it'll be weird because it's like, oh, look at this Asian guy learning how to speak English, right? Fuck you guys, I'm a native speaker. But no, like we have this notion of, hey, we want to reap the benefits of success without like all the hard work that's involved. Like there was this really really good photo I saw. I forgot what it wasn't a photo. It was like a, it's like a magazine cover. I forgot what it was used for, but it was a ballerina's feet. So on one foot has like the shoe and like her stocking or whatever, or tights, I don't know. And you know she's doing like the toe, like standing on her toes type of thing, right? Like all you see is like the feet and like I don't know, a little bit above the ankle. And then the other foot is unwrapped, like, or like it doesn't have a shoe on it, and then you see like tape, you see blood, you see bruises, and it basically said like everyone wants like the results, but no one's willing to put in the hard work. That shit is true. Like that, I think that's really timeless now that I mean, I wouldn't know. I'm only 30. But that seems like a really timeless concept because if you read into anything by people who've spent their whole lives trying to succeed in something or trying to accomplish something, I think you'll realize that like a lot of them needed, you know, they need to make that choice every day. Like, am I going to dedicate 110% to what I'm doing, or, you know, am I going to just chill out and worry about something else? So that's like a crazy, man, that's like a crazy choice like we all got to make every day. Like, are we going to absolutely crush it every day in just one thing, you know, and sacrifice everything else? Or are we going to try to put, you know, almost tear ourselves apart, or, you know, scale back? That's what I should say. I should say scale back, and try to you know, give a little bit to everything. I mean, I think now I'm trying the whole like put in 110% into one thing, man. Like focus on what you need to do, focus on the goal, you know? Like right now it's gonna be about work. And that sucks because then I really like, you know, hanging out with my friends or playing video games or, you know, just doing not work. But maybe in my 20s I haven't had a moment like that where I truly was like completely dedicated to it. So, I mean, better late than never, right? Anyway, so that's kind of what's been, no, that hasn't really been on my mind, but it's what I pulled out of my mind for this morning, right before recording this. So I should start writing down what I do want to talk about like the night before, or like have a running list. So that way it's not so these videos aren't so rough. I mean, regardless, they're going to be pretty rough because it's stream of consciousness and I'm not practicing them before I say them. So maybe I should someday, maybe for a more well-produced video. But if it's like a daily, yeah, if it's a daily video, I'm just going to give you my 100% genuine self. So that's the message for today. Actually, I don't know what the fuck the message was. Basically what I'm trying to say is everything requires hard work. Anything worth doing is going to be hard. That's what it is. Okay. All right. We can talk about it more later. Maybe. Probably not. But have a good day. Peace out. See you next time.